the hell happened?
I don't know. It was one hell of a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Knocked the beard right off my face, Chris. Never experienced anything like that in my life. But if it was going to, this is where it was going to happen. So, Chris, you feeling all right?
Yeah.
Shall we just dive right back into this?
Yeah, it's 9 days later.
Yeah, yeah. So, Tami, she's just helped her team reach another victory.
I'm sorry, who?
Tami Maida.
Okay.
The female quarterback.
All right.
From the McMenamin Grizzlies or something like that. McMinnville Grizzlies. So it's a JV team.
Yes. Did we say that?
We did. We made that clear.
That was in the part before the technical difficulties.
Yes.
That we said that
Yes.
this is a JV team.
And all the town's youth get together to celebrate the victory, the same as any time a school's JV football team puts up a W.
Right.
Well,
but in this movie, it's not the JV team. They
they're
took some
making
artistic
it out.
license there.
They did. In this case, they convene at a place called Alf's Ice Cream and Burgers, which is real and still open in McMinnville, Oregon, where this film takes place.
Do they serve cat there?
Not that I know of.
That's one for the Alf fans in the.
I see.
He liked to eat cats, from what I remember.
Well, maybe they do serve cat. I'm not sure. I didn't do too much research on it, but some of the Yelp reviews that I did check out made mention of whether or not Elvis the monkey was there the day that the reviewers were. Chris, apparently Elvis is a real monkey who is sometimes on display for those dining at Alf's, but only when the owner is there. Otherwise, he's at the owner's house where Elvis also lives.
Well, I know when I go to a restaurant, what I want is an animal that's known for throwing its own feces.
There is possibly some health code violations going on. We don't know. They might be. He might be kept in a different part of the building where that sort of thing is perfectly all right. Elvis the monkey does not appear in this scene, but Tammy's boyfriend does. And at Alf's, they have this chat.
What? Don't give me what. You got that eye from that guy who kept decking me.
Made me mad.
So what? Listen, I don't need you sticking up for me, all right? If I can't take my hits out there like everybody else, I shouldn't be out there.
Oh, but you're a girl, isn't that what you said?
Yes, but not when I'm playing.
Oh, what are you then?
What do you mean, what am I?
Look, maybe putting on all those pads makes you forget that you're a girl. But I know what's underneath.
Look.
Yeah, he does. A 20-year-old Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
The luckiest 14-year-old in Oregon wine country. So the Grizzlies, they win another game at home. But now it's time for an away game, which involves an overnight stay in another town.
It's our only overnight trip. It's only one night. I want to stay with the team.
Will they give you your own room?
No, but I'll be with the team.
Then I have to take you.
Mom, to the team, I'm just another one of the guys. No, seriously. Besides, there's going to be 4 to a room, so that means I'll be sleeping with 3 guys.
I'm gonna go study before I have a heart attack.
Come on, what could happen in the room with 3 boys?
You want to take that, Doctor?
No way.
You are so antediluvian.
Tami, there's got to be a limit to your intimacy with the team. Now, either I take you and we stay in a room together, or you stay here.
We can't afford that.
We'll scrimp.
Yeah, we'll scrimp.
Yep.
This is where I start to get frustrated on the father's behalf. He and his family, they're only in this town for a short time, during which he has to complete his PhD in psychology. That involves generating a thesis, presenting the thesis, defending it in front of a critical panel. You have to be 100% prepared. And since they've arrived in this town, he's had to attend school board meetings, high school football games, JV no less. And we didn't see it, but there was a 2-day period after Tami made the team when he was taking call after call from journalists all over the country because I guess Tami insisted on a media freeze. So now he has to figure out how to pay for this overnight trip, which in his mind is probably nothing other than one more night. He can't focus on his schoolwork because he'll be alone with the other kids. Now, not that this isn't his fault. He should have finished school before having 4 kids, but I can imagine him feeling sidelined, so to speak, with all the focus on Tami, just so she can participate in something that she can take nowhere. Anyway, Tami comes home from the away game.
This is where we see that one guy who complained that women are too fragile to play football was 100% right.
Easy.
What's the matter? What happened?
Oh, doctor said it's a bad sprain.
I felt to go on the first play, but
Oh, nothing. Mom just let me stay with the boys after all. Game was fine. After party, even better. Actually, you are right, Chris. She did suffer an injury, and perhaps she was too fragile for the game. Suffered a sprain during the first play. That took her out of the game, and the Grizzlies, as a result, lost 38-7. But their 6-1 record puts them in the championship game.
Sure. I mean, you know, that's how most high school football seasons are. They last 7 weeks. 6-1? What kind of league is this?
So with an eye on the title, she attends the next practice, where her teammates tell her they've nominated Tami for Homecoming Princess. Now, don't be confused by the terminology. What they mean is Homecoming Queen.
Yeah, and even in real life, she was what, a freshman or a sophomore?
I think she was 14, so yeah.
And maybe
Freshman, sophomore.
maybe in this movie she's a junior, but she's definitely not a senior because she's talking about going to school the next year.
Right.
So why isn't it always only seniors that are eligible to be the homecoming queen?
I think ordinarily, but maybe Homecoming Princess, there's a different set of criteria. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
suppose.
And also, it might have just been because I believe this is part of the story that's true, that she was crowned Homecoming Princess. Well, I just gave away the ending. The film's called Quarterback Princess. I'm sure you could have put that together on your own.
Wait, that's true?
Yeah, that part of it I believe to be true.
How did you figure that out?
I read it somewhere. I do research on the film sometimes.
I mean,
Chris.
I read the articles that were available. I don't remember reading that.
I believe she was indeed crowned Homecoming Princess.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Maybe the princess part is the technicality, where you don't have to be a senior.
Maybe there was a homecoming queen who was a senior,
Right.
and they have some honorary princesses or something.
Like a court, yeah.
A court. Yeah, there you go.
And she was part of that court. See, now it's all making sense.
Yeah, sort of. Except that there's a girl playing football.
So Tami's team, her teammates go to a dress shop in town. And they do this because they've raised money to buy her a homecoming dress because her father can't afford it. So let's see what happens when they visit this shop. This is a little long, but I think it's good.
Right. And you know she's running for homecoming princess. So we took up a collection to buy her a nice dress.
oh, you're her playmates,
Teammates.
teammates. Yes. Now, how much were you prepared to spend?
We have almost $125.
Oh, well, I'm sure that we can find something absolutely sensational for that. Why don't you just follow me, boys? Why don't you take a look at these gowns over here, and I'll be in the back for just a moment.
You know, $125 is a lot of money in 1980.
Sure.
Still is, kind of, but
For a dress you're going to wear once, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, cut it out.
So what are we seeing here, Steve? She's just picking out whatever was irregular was left behind.
Irregular or unsold for a long period. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the comment section said otherwise.
I have some of those, Chris, if you want to.
Yeah.
I
Okay, now,
think
hold
this
on.
would be perfect for her.
Can we have that for?
$125.
Jeez, what a coincidence. All right, so we agree on what occurred in the scene.
Yeah.
Here are a couple of YouTube comments, Chris, in the smaller print.
Yeah. I love the dress store clerk. She was so sweet. She knew how much the dress meant to them and Tami. Another one. I liked a lot, too. They went to... Oh, what?
Well,
All
these are YouTube comments, Chris.
Yeah.
They're not grammatically vetted.
I liked a lot, too. They went to buy her a dress, and also the lady on the shop. that sold them the dress cheaper without them notice it. Jesus Christ. I hope that person is not a native English speaker.
That's very much possible. But I don't think you have to be a native English speaker to realize that she sold them a much less expensive dress that she was just saddled with.
Yeah. She took advantage of those kids.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile, why would a dress need to be a surprise? Why didn't they take Tami with them to go dress shopping?
Yeah, I guess they could have done that. Or maybe maybe they felt that she would see that as charity and therefore would not be game.
Well, it's kind of charity either way, but whatever. Now, did your research find out if this actually happened?
The dress?
Yeah.
They did buy her a dress.
Oh,
yes.
that's true, too. Okay.
But whether she was with them during the purchase, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they did pay for it. So you want to see more of this motion picture?
Not really, but I guess we got to finish.
Well, it's the championship game or the homecoming game or both. I don't really know. Chris, does the JV team even play in the homecoming game? Don't they just run the snack bar or something?
Yeah, I mean, they usually play on like a Thursday, and then they stand on the sidelines in case someone gets injured, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Grizzlies are taking a beating. And during halftime, Tami asks if she can play. The coach says no. Perhaps it's not made clear, but I get the impression that it's due to her injury. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't remember.
He throws Tim Robbins in, who falls down right after the snap, leaving no choice but to play Tami. He's also a guy who doesn't believe in game.
Get in what?
Never mind. Not a viewer, Chris?
I didn't quite pick up what you said.
Okay, so Tami enters the game.
She ran a couple plays before that, but then eventually they ended up with a touchdown. I presume won them the game. 6-0. Way to go. I don't know. Was that the score for this game, or was that the baseball game going on next door?
Thanks, Mr. Kane.
Here's your face turn.
I'll be back.
Right. You know, it's too bad you folks won't be around next season. That young lady has got potential.
What an asshole.
It has to happen. They have to have some guy who's an impediment to the main character's goals. They have to have him see the light at some point toward the end.
Right. Do you think, now, if this was based on a real character, do you think that guy in real life was all turned around by the end of the season?
No.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No. I doubt he'd still be alive today, but he'd probably still be. He was probably already set in his ways, as they say at this point in life.
Right.
The guy's like 60. He's got a 14-year-old son playing football, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, that's one competition down. There's still one left, Chris.
Oh, thank God.
Who's going to be crowned homecoming princess? So here's what Tami does. She cleans up. She heads over to the dance, and what do you know? She's declared the winner.
Wow.
And here's her victory speech.
So, okay. So clearly we were wrong then, and there is no court. She's not part of a court. She is the winner. But perhaps in reality that was the case. Who knows? But I'm sorry to interrupt. Let's roll it.
I guess that most of you know that I'm not going to be here next year. I want to thank the team very much.
Can we pause it, Jim? Now, Steve, did you ever see the movie Mean Girls?
I did not.
There's a scene in there, because this is a common thing, what's going on here, which is things that in normal life, they would never hand you a microphone. And there's a scene very similar to this in Mean Girls where Lindsay Lohan wins Homecoming Queen, I guess. And she goes up to give a speech much like this. And Tim Meadows, who plays the principal, is standing there going, yeah, most people just take the award. Like, you don't need to say anything. I doubt ever in the history of the world has a homecoming queen giving a speech.
So-
But
So you're saying this is something that happens often in motion pictures?
this is what they call a trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just say that I'm gonna miss you all a lot.
Miss you. She's still got 6 months of school to go. Are your parents going at the homecoming dance?
Or maybe they're chaperones.
All right. Are we done?
Yes, we're done. Any
All right.
further thoughts on Quarterback Princess before we rate it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're introducing something this week, a new feature. Our rating system.
Yeah, we're going to start rating the made-for-TV motion pictures we endure.
Yes, on a scale of 1 to 5.
Meredith Baxter's.
Meredith Baxter Bernie's. Yep. So, Jim, if you want to bring that up.
Okay, here we are. Here are the ratings. Well, I'll tell you, I gave Quarterback Princess, as you can see, 3.5 Meredith Baxter's, and this is probably artificial. It's only because the subject matters that these films have contained lately, this one was easier to watch. The reason why I'm not giving it the full 4, no, I'm sorry, the full 5, correct? It's
Yeah.
1 out of 5 Meredith Baxter's.
Yeah, you gave 5 to, what is that? Who is Julia?
Who was Julia? Yeah.
My God, that was, okay. Uh-huh. So
Well, I can explain why I gave that 5 out of 5 if you'd like me to, but I'd like to tell you what I would have done differently with Quarterback Princess.
sure. We do like to offer constructive criticism for these films.
I prefer to, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole town could have been upset about her joining the team, not because she's a girl, but because she's Canadian. And they're afraid they're going to have to change the field dimensions, get rid of 4th down, add a player, move the goalpost forward, overrate the tragically hip. You know, everything that happens when Canadians come to town and want to play on your football team.
Yeah, they're worried she's going to start going for rogues.
Rouges.
Rouge. Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what did you give it? I see you gave it 2 Meredith Baxter.
It appears I gave this 2. Yeah. I don't remember my reasoning because this happened 10 days ago.
Well, I understand that you prefer the sports movies because you Cracked Up was a sports movie. You gave that 3 Meredith Baxters, tied with Deadly Justice.
Well, I kind of like the drug stories, actually, is what more than the sports angle. But, yeah, as you can see, my ratings are consistently lower than yours.
Yeah, very low. But I think part of the reason is I tend to rate the films based on how much I enjoyed talking about them or how much discussion the scenes led to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of artificial. I do have to start judging it by the merits of the project itself.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I'm judging it based on, I would say anything over a 3 is something I would recommend. So as you can see, as you can see,
0 films.
0 recommends for me.
All right. Well, hey, in that case, Chris, I think we did it. Shall we talk about next week's film?
Sure.
Next week, we're going to be talking about Angel Dusted from 1981 on NBC. Aired on President's Day. And we'll be talking about that on the next episode.
And also a very interesting hypothetical contest.
Yes.
We're going to be discussing.
Yes. So you won't want to miss that.
Yeah.
In that case, Chris Morgani, plugs?
No.
All right, well, I have a plug.
All right.
The other night, the A-Bomb and I recorded an episode of This Week with Charles Bronson. I'm sorry, This Week in Charles Bronson. We appeared on a show hosted by our friend Eric Todd and his friend Danny Getz, where each episode focuses on an individual film in Charles Bronson's career, and also the things that were going on in the world that film entered into.
Right. Well, what film was it that you were?
Murphy's Law from April of '86.
Okay.
So that should be up soon, and I'll let you know when it is. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. And in that case, I think we did it. Thanks so much, Jim. Chris Morgani, I'm Steve Rees. Husky Wee Wee.
Husky Wawa.
Hold on, now.
Eat 'em raw.